This book page ornament is made with using die cuts. In your package, you got either a round Christmas ball or one that has a little bit of a point to the bottom of it. If you didn't get one of these packages, you can easily make it yourself using scrapbook paper. You can use gift wrap. And for your patterns, you could use anything that's symmetrical. That means it's the same on both sides. So you could use something like this, a ball shape. You could use a cookie cutter that's shaped like a Christmas tree, that's the same on both sides. You could use a heart. You could use a star. Anything that is the same on one side as it is in the other. So if you put them together with their middles, they will come out looking like a 3D ornament. So for yours, I chose to have 8 layers of it. So you either got 8 of the die cuts with a little bit of a point on it, or 8 that were round balls. Both of these have, I guess you would call them hangers on the top, like you would have with a regular Christmas ornament. So we don't have to worry about putting a hole in the top or threading our thread through while we're assembling it. So the first thing you're going to want to do then is to fold each of your die cuts, that's what this is called, in half. Now take a look at each one before you fold it. If you have a lot of white space without the words on one side or the other, then you want that to be the outside of your fold. Now I'm going to say this is the side that I want to glue. This one has a little bit too much white space, so when I fold it in half, I'm going to put the side with the gaps on the outside of my fold. And when you're folding it, I would say start at the top. Make sure that your hanger part matches, and then go along and match your edges. Hold it down, and then press it with your finger to make a nice crease or a fold. And there's your first one. You're going to do that with all 8 layers. You can do this with more layers or less layers. I liked 8 because it was symmetrical. So there, once again, I see that I've got a big gap. So I want that on the outside of my fold. And fold, matching the top, and then the edges. Go all the way around, and then press. Check to see which side is better. Fold it in half. Press down that crease. Take a look again. That side has a little bit too much white for me, so I'm going to fold it in half. Check my sides, and then fold. Feel free to stop the video at this point if you want to do your folding. And then you can start it up again. Last one. Right, so now that I have all 8 of mine folded, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then I can get out my glue stick. You may want to have something down on your table so that you don't get it all gluey. I think I'm going to take that bag that I had the die cuts in, and I'll use that. So you're going to put glue on the outside of this. Once you get the glue on, and I'm using that disappearing glue so you can see where I'm doing it, I'm going to line up my point at the bottom, my hanger at the top, and my folded edge, and press it down. Okay, then glue the next layer. Line up your hanger. That's probably the most important part. Your folded edge, and then press all the way around. And you can see that it's starting to come together as a 3D ornament. So keep gluing until you get to the next to the last one. You can see how I'm tracing around the outside edges because that's where I want it to stick. Okay, I'm to my next to the last one. So I'm going to glue that, and then I'm going to stop, because we have to do something very different when we're adding the last one. Now, if our die cut shape didn't already have a hole in it, we would want to make sure that we left a way to put our hanging string inside. So what you would do is you would put glue along that center line and then sandwich your string in there. And you would do that before you add your last folded piece. But since ours has a hole in the top, we don't need to do that. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to put glue on one side. Do just as I have been with all of the others, lining it up, pressing it down, but then I'm going to put glue all the way around here. And bring those two together. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And if my glue didn't stick together, there we go. We've got our 8 sides. I can thread my string through. And I want to make sure that I have it kind of equidistant, as they say. So I want to make sure that it's going, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm putting it through so it goes through to the other side. So there are 4 on each side, 4 of those spines, I guess I would call them. And there it is. That even looks a little like a pumpkin, doesn't it? So you could maybe use it for a different season, but there's our book page 3D layered ornament.